A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there existed a group of anthropomorphic animals who flew aerodynamic spacecrafts powered on Mode 7 graphics. Ever since the Super Nintendo, STARFOX and his crew of chatty team members have been making a lasting impression on gamers with their dynamic personalities and memorable one-liners. Whether they're telling you to do a barrel roll, use a boost, or to get this guy off me, the STARFOX characters know how to make an impact in the story of the Lylat System. With so many characters, despite so few games, which members of this cast rank as the most moral and which fly their Arwings down into the realm of pure evil? Hey guys, I'm Brad with One Up Binge, and this is STARFOX Characters, Good to Evil. Alright, the rules. Any longtime StarFox fan knows that the series has a habit of rebooting. Star Fox 64 is a retelling of the original Star Fox, and Star Fox Zero is a retelling of Star Fox 64. We'll be including characters and ranking their personalities based on the different games and timelines in the series. Yeah, this includes characters and events from Star Fox 2, as while that game was initially unreleased, Nintendo has rectified that in recent years. Second, and as usual, we're looking at the characters' personalities present in the game series. Outside sources such as the comics will not be included. We'll be starting with the most noble character and working our way down to the most evil. These characters are the good. The gold medal of good goes to Peppy Hare. Out of the four main members who we associate as the StarFox team, we would personally crown Peppy as the most moral for a few reasons. One, because of his age, Peppy has amassed more years of service than the other three. Second, even with his age, he declines the leadership position and gives it to the son of Peppy's deceased partner, James McCloud. This proves to us that Peppy has no ego and is dedicated to helping the StarFox legacy carry on, even if he has to take a back seat. Peppy also proves to be the most useful ally when Fox is actually in combat. While Falco is always berating Fox and Slippy always needs help, Peppy actually takes his time to aid the player in learning how to use their boost and do barrel rolls. About the only bad thing you can say about Peppy is that he's a little socially oblivious. While we're sure Peppy means well by repeatedly bringing up how James would be proud of Fox, thinking about your dead father may not put someone in the best headspace while traversing through dangerous planets. Still, Peppy's more of an asset to the StarFox team than not, and he's one heck of a great hare. The silver medal of good goes to the founder of the StarFox team, James McCloud. James was a talent and loyal asset to the Lylat System. His life was tragically cut short when his wingman, Pigma, turned him over to Andros. After this, his only son Fox trained mercilessly to avenge his father when the time came. James is a character who passed away long before the events of the first StarFox game, so as such, we only get to see and hear about his actions rather than interact with him on a personal level. From what we can gather, James was a mature, respectable pilot who demonstrated a lot of heroism while he was alive. We can't even say for sure what happened to James, as Andros never fully reveals his fate. James does appear near the end of Star Fox 64 to guide Fox out of Andros' base, but it's unclear whether that was James's actual spirit or if it was all in Fox's head. Even if it was the latter, we can definitely say James McCloud's heroism had a huge impact on Fox's development. About the only bad thing we can say about James is that he was not very creative in naming his kid. I mean, Fox, really? We understand that was the name of his mercenary team, but imagine if we just called Falco Bird. The bronze medal of good goes to Fox McCloud. He was a victim of tragic circumstances. Fox was orphaned at a young age after his father James was killed in battle. Following this, Fox vowed to get revenge against Andros for murdering his father and created a StarFox team of his own to get the job done. Fox is a skilled pilot and an effective leader, and demonstrates a strong moral compass most of the time. With all that said, Fox is no saint. He can be shown to be cocky, especially in games such as Dinosaur Planet. While he is a skilled warrior, some could argue that he's motivated by revenge and money, which are not really the most noble causes. However, in his defense, we do think he definitely earned both money and revenge after saving the Lylat System from the diabolical creature who killed his father, so we won't hold that against him. One thing's for sure, Corneria and every other planet in the solar system would be a lot worse without the existence of Fox McCloud, so for that reason, we think he deserves a high spot in the rankings. Next is General Pepper. General Pepper is the commander of the Cornerian military. He was once associated with Dr. Andros due to Andros' undeniable intelligence. However, Pepper eventually became aware of Andros' dark ambitions and subsequently banished Andros from Corneria after his experiments caused a lot of destruction. Ever since then, General Pepper has been working on the defensive, keeping Corneria safe from Andros' attacks. General Pepper's actions indicate he's very dedicated to ensuring the safety of his home planet. He calls the STARFOX team to help during the Lylat Wars, showing he has some humility. He doesn't look down on Fox or the other members for being mercenaries who are not members of the military. He even offers Fox a high-ranking position in the military for his help, showing Pepper believes in honor. Pepper really is as loyal and protective as, well, a dog. The next spot goes to Crystal. Originally from the planet Serenia, Crystal acts as Peppy's replacement after he retires. As such, she's not a bad replacement, showing significant skills in combat and an incredible talent with her telepathic abilities. She's also Fox's on-again, off-again love interest, although the true depth of this relationship is never entirely explored. In our opinion, Crystal is a bit of a Mary Sue, and she's not the most deep or interesting character in the StarFox universe. However, her one-dimensional nature does rank her high in the good category, because we can't point too many flaws out, aside from her occasional lack of clarity regarding her relationship with Fox. Now we have Slippy Toad. Slippy Toad is a close friend of Fox's from childhood. Slippy is the smartest video game character to constantly portray himself as an idiot. Slippy is technologically savvy, thoughtful, caring, and an excellent navigator, but due to his lack of experience actually piloting the Arwings, Slippy always finds himself in need or rescue. Constantly shouting, "Get this guy off me," was amusing at first, but after the 15th time, many players were willing to, just let him die. Being annoying doesn't really determine a person's morality, and when Slippy isn't in combat, he seems like a good toad. He has an undying loyalty to the StarFox team and will lend his hand at every opportunity. We're giving him a high spot since his intentions are pure, even if he ends up being a nuisance on the battlefield. Next is Rob64. While Fox, Falco, Slippy, and Peppy are off flying their Arwings, someone has to take control of the Great Fox. That's Rob's job. Originally conceived by James of Cloud before his untimely death, Rob was not finished until years later when Fox finished the job his father started. While originally a robot with little personality, Slippy eventually became intrigued by the robot and began tinkering with it, giving it much more mobility and personality than before. Not only does Rob pilot the Great Fox, but he's also in charge of its weaponry, using the ship's larger guns to aid the team on several occasions. Even if he was originally thought of more as an asset than a genuine friend, we would argue Rob64 has a good heart somewhere beneath its wiring. Now we have Slippy's father, Beltino Toad. Beltino Toad may not be flying around with Fox and the rest, but he is responsible for them being able to traverse through the Lylat system efficiently. Not only is Beltino the commanding research director for the Cornerian Defense Force, but he's also the director of engineering at Space Dynamics, the company who created the Arwings. Beltino had a large hand in making the Landmaster a reality, which is a really useful asset even if Falco personally prefers the air. Beltino Toad's contributions to Corneria's offense and defense make him a valued cast member, even if he doesn't show up in the games that often. Now we have Grippy Toad. He's the brother of Beltino and uncle of Slippy. He's the president of Corneria Precious Metals Limited, making him yet another Toad in a prestigious position. He hires Slippy to protect the company's base in StarFox Guard, the tower defense spinoff of StarFox Zero. Grippy clearly believes in Slippy's abilities and entrusts him in protecting his company. Not only is his dedication to his family and business respectable, but Grippy's storyline was also responsible for giving players a better experience, considering StarFox Guard turned out to be a better game than StarFox Zero. Therefore, we give him credit too. Bill Gray is next. He's another childhood friend of Fox who attended the Cornerian Flight Academy. Bill moved on to be the commander of both the Husky and Bulldog squadrons of Corneria's army after Fox and his wingmen left to join the StarFox team. Despite going in different directions, Fox and Bill have a great amount of respect. Fox even states he knew Bill would join the team if he asked him to, but he didn't want Bill to endanger himself or neglect his duty as a Cornerian commander. Due to his efficiency and high-ranking position, Bill is very respected among the Cornerian military, and his abilities as a flying ace make him a pro when it comes to taking down enemies. Fox flies on the offense, but Bill Gray makes sure that Corneria's defense is well protected. Now we have Dash Bowman. He's a grandson of Andros. Dash is proof that we shouldn't be judged by the actions of our elders, as he's a well-respected pilot in the Cornerian army. While he acknowledges his grandfather's intelligence and original intent behind his creations, he's also aware of Andros' evil nature and respects Fox for taking him down. He respects Fox so much, in fact, that he based the design for the Monkey Arrow starfighter ship he created after the Arwings Arwings, which thwarted his grandfather's plans. If there's one good thing that came out of Andros, we can easily say that Dash is that good thing. Now we have Miyu and Faye. This duo of female Arwing pilots were originally slated to appear in Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo. After the game's cancellation, Miyu and Faye never appeared in any subsequent Star Fox titles, nearly fading into obscurity. However, the later release of Star Fox 2 on the SNES Classic console allowed Miyu and Faye to finally fly their spaceships. Due to their limited appearances, there is not much in terms of personality to extract from Miyu and Faye, other than Miyu is tomboyish and Faye is fighting to save her home planet. However, since they are valued assets to the Star Fox team, even it took them over 2 decades, Miyu and Faye definitely fall into the category of good. Next is Peppy's daughter, Lucy Hare. Peppy may be an old geezer, but he's a very talented airwing pilot, and it seems some of said talent rubbed off on his daughter, who appears in Star Fox Command. She's around the same age as Fox and Slippy, and apparently knew them when they were young. That kind of begs the question of why Lucy didn't join the Star Fox team in the first place, especially given her flying capabilities. It could be that Peppy didn't want to send his daughter on dangerous missions, but that's kind of a bad excuse since the entire solar system was in danger. Lucy has a very close relationship with Peppy, who she became close to after the death of her mother. She's also friendly with Fox, Slippy, and even Crystal, who she later develops a friendship with. If she didn't squander her flying potential before the events of Star Fox Command, we would rank Lucy even higher, as she would have honestly been more useful as a wingman than Slippy. Now we have Prince Tricky. Appearing in Star Fox Adventures, Tricky is a royal stegosaurus who acts as Fox's companion throughout the majority of the journey. Tricky is certainly helpful in many situations and very loyal to Fox for saving him from Sharpclaws. However, much like Slippy Toad, Tricky's voice can be grating and he always needs help. Tricky is a child, so we can't totally blame him for needing assistance. Maybe it's Fox's fault for not putting Tricky on a leash. However, Tricky is a little bit selfish for demanding blue grub tub fungi before listening to command. We understand that it's his favorite food, but when the fate of your planet is at stake, even a child should get the importance of the mission. Still, Tricky's loyalty and helpfulness secure him a spot in the good category. Next is Falco Lombardi. He's a feathered Han Solo. He's rude, condescending, and cocky. Even though he's an extremely skilled pilot and warrior, he has a friendly rivalry with Fox, but is also loyal to his team, always lending assistance and fighting toward the same goals. He isn't afraid to deviate from the team when he feels it's necessary, as shown before the events of Star Fox Adventures. After he flies off alone to answer a distress signal, he returned in Star Fox Adventures to save Fox from the clutches of Andros. Falco is rough around the edges and can't let his impatience and cocky attitude get the better of him. Deep down, he cares about his teammates and saving the universe, so we think he redeems himself through his actions. Now we have Slippy's love interest, Amanda. Amanda appears exclusively in Star Fox Command. She may not have the flight experience to fly an R-Wing, but she is responsible for piloting the Tadpole Starfighter, which is known for its underwater capabilities. Amanda is definitely helpful to the Star Fox team and does love Slippy. In several of the game's endings, she's shown to raise a loving family alongside Slippy after they get married. However, the reason she's at the bottom of the good category is because her love for Slippy can go a little too far. She can be pushy, annoying, and potentially lands herself in trouble for helping, kinda like Slippy. Despite her negative qualities, we think Amanda and Slippy are a match made in amphibian heaven. To round out the good category, we have Cat Monroe. Cat was a member of the Hot Rodders gang along with Falco and developed a romantic interest in him over time. After Falco left to join Star Fox, Cat made several attempts to join too, if for no other reason than to get close to Falco. Much like Falco, Cat is cocky and arrogant, but she's also manipulative. This is demonstrated when she flirts with Fox in order to get Falco jealous. She would even deliberately put herself in dangerous positions to get Falco to save her. When she's not deliberately endangering herself, Cat can be a very useful asset to Star Fox team, but given her selfish motivations behind even her good deeds, we have to rank her the lowest out of the good characters. We have to say, there isn't much of a gray area when it comes to the Star Fox characters, therefore, we're gonna pilot our R-Wings right over to the bad and evil characters. We're gonna give a collecting ranking to the Star Wolf team. This includes Wolf O'Donnell, Leon Kowalski, Pigma Dingar, Andrew Oikene, Panther Caroso, and Algae. The masked one you might not remember because because he was only in Star Fox 2. While all these characters do have distinct personalities, with the exception of maybe Algae, we're gonna rank these mercenaries as a collective since they're most always working together toward the same goal. Hired by Andross to take on the Star Fox team, Wolf and his subordinates have no moral compass and will inflict as much pain and suffering as possible if given the cash. Greed isn't their only motivation, as they obviously have a lot of pride in their flying abilities and seem to genuinely enjoy causing problems for others. An example of this is how Pigma mocks Fox for turning James over to Andross years prior. We're putting the Star Wolf team in the lowest of the bad area, as a few of them do have redemption arcs, with Wolf helping Fox on certain occasions and Leon considering a life away from piracy. However, they continue their actions in subsequent games after these arcs, so we have to say actions speak louder than words. Next is General Scales. He was the main antagonist in Star Fox Adventures, at least until it was revealed that he was puppeted by Andross. General Scales is the tyrannical leader of the Sharp Claw tribe, who believes in instilling fear to get his goals accomplished. While power-hungry and will use violence as a means to an end, Scales realized he went too far when he found out he was under the control of Andross, who intended to destroy Dinosaur Planet altogether. As evil as Scales is, he would never stoop to this level, mostly because he enjoys the power he has over the Dinosaur Planet residents. General Scales narrowly misses the top 3 most evil because he operates on a smaller scale than many of the other enemies in the Star Fox series. The damage he does is specific to one planet rather than an entire solar system. That doesn't make him a good guy, which is why he still ranks as an evil character. The Bronze Medal of Evil goes to the Angler Emperor. The Anglers were a race of normal fish that swam in the oceans of venom. That all changed when Andross was banished to the planet and mutated the fish via the use of the Angler device. Since the Angler device contained fragments of Andross's DNA in order to work, this also made this mutated fish species hellbent on destruction of the Lylat System, with the Angler Emperor leading the charge. Since many of the Angler Emperor's goals and traits are based on Andross's DNA, we do acknowledge that these fish were probably normal and respectable at one point, before Andross came and polluted their planet. It may not be entirely his fault, but the Angler Emperor is still evil enough to get the bronze medal. The silver medal goes to the Aperoid Queen. The Aperoids are a race of giant bee-like creatures who attempt to destroy the Lylat System because they believe that they are a superior race. Each Aperoid's mind is linked to that of the Aperoid Queen, who's the main conductor behind the destruction. The Aperoid Queen is highly intelligent, destructive, and dangerous, making her one of the biggest threats Fox and his team have ever faced. Due to her ability to control all of her minions, the Aperoid Queen has apparently developed a god complex of some sort. The Aperoid Queen barely missed out on the gold medal, as her destructive tendencies and high intelligence certainly make her a formidable foe. However, there's one enemy of Corneria who we feel tops her. The gold medal of evil goes to Andross. Andross is the primary antagonist of the Star Fox series. He's Fox's most consistent enemy. While other characters have shown interest in obliterating the Lylat System, no one seems as dedicated to this objective as Andross. While originally respected as a highly intelligent scientist by his fellow Cornerians, Andross's evil side started to show when he became increasingly interested in biotechnology and warp travel. This resulted in him conducting dangerous experiments, which ended up destroying a large portion of Corneria. The destruction it caused led to Andross's banishment to Venom, where the demented primate's inventions become bigger, more destructive, and fueled by bitterness. From that point on, Andross worked hard to destroy as much of the Lylat System as possible on several occasions. Even death is not enough to stop him, as Andross's spirit has resurrected itself a few times. Not only is Andross extremely dedicated to wiping the Lylat System from existence, but his influence has rubbed off on many characters. If you really think about it, the majority of the characters in the evil section stem back to Andross, who ultimately put them on that path. Andross is the biggest threat the Star Fox team and Corneria has ever encountered, making him an easy choice for the gold medal of evil. That just about does it for the list, but before we sign off, let's award some honorary medals. The Darwin Medal goes to Slippy Toad. While brilliant in many ways, Slippy's air-wing flying abilities are what many players remember him for. As such, he's incompetent at flying the spaceships, which he himself designed. The Lust Medal goes to Cat Monroe. The lengths this love-struck canine will go to in order to get a reaction out of Falco are impressive, even if it doesn't impress Falco. The Greed Medal easily goes to the Star Wolf team. These mercenaries will cause as much death and destruction as they need to, all for the sake of some quick cash. We'll also award award them the Envy Medal, as they were clearly bitter about StarFox's ability to take them down. The Gluttony Medal goes to Prince Tricky. This stubborn Stegosaurus will only follow commands if fed his favorite food, kinda like Scooby and Shaggy begging for a Scooby snack. The Pride Medal is awarded to Falco Lombardi. Do we really need to say more? His cocky attitude is well remembered by everyone who played Star Fox 64 or any other games. The Wrath Medal is given to Andros. His banishment from Corneria, and also hatred toward Fox for thwarting his plans, have made this floating head bitter indeed. The Sloth Medal goes to Grippy Toad. We understand Grippy is the head of a company, but putting Slippy alone on tower defense does seem a little lazy. He could have at least gotten his nephew to explain how the equipment works, so that Grippy or another employee could help out. Alright, that's the list. Let us know what you think, and tell us what we should cover next. And if you need a one-up, remember to hit that notification bell and binge our Good to Evil playlist, where we break down the morality of the characters in your favorite games. Thanks for watching.